On this month's 1916 Excelsior ride, we will hear a little about the automobile's impact on California, with a few excerpts from the story behind the current exhibit at the Museum of the San Ramon Valley as we ride down what was once Highway 21. We will also make a stop at Lynch Motors, where two guys had stopped by for an assessment on the 1928 Indian one of them had just purchased. Story by Beverly Lane. If ever there was a change in California life, it was the 20th century advent of the automobile. Henry Ford's first Model T rolled off his new assembly lines in 1908, and in no time, mobility possibilities were altered forever. The new internal combustion engine brought on this revolution, marking the demise of passenger rail transport and many fewer horses on farms. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, and tractors began to appear in the San Ramon Valley and throughout Contra Costa after 1910 and transformed agricultural practices. Use of the horse gradually declined along with the need for workers to tend them, although horses were still employed regularly on valley farms and ranches well into the 1930s. Photo of 18 horses pulling a gas engine-powered harvester on the Sherburne Hills in 1931. Everyone remembered the first family car. Tasajara Valley's Rose Betancourt Ferreira said her father bought a Hudson to visit her brother at Camp Lewis during the Great War. In the Sycamore Valley, Charles and Kate would bought a Chalmers as their first car in 1911, and young George learned to drive it when he was 12 or 13, as soon as he could reach the pedals. The family took it on trips to Clear Lake and Yosemite around 1915, even though the roads were rough. At Clear Lake, George recalled that the dust was so deep you couldn't see the chuck holes. Automobiles soon appeared on the county roads, which included Front Street and Harts Avenue in Danville, navigating the dirt roads with potholes and struggling with wet clay in the winter. An auto camp was made available on Front Street on the vacant Danville Grammar School site after 1922. In 1915, the County Board of Supervisors toured Danville, looking at the condition of the roads through town. This was the transition from horses and horse-drawn buggies or carts to the increasingly popular cars and trucks. The Danville Sentinel wrote on May 14, 1915. The road through Danville is blacklisted in every automotive center in the cities, and drivers are warned to remain off the road leading through the town. Pledges were made, subject to landowners' cooperation, to begin work to improve the roads in a few weeks. As soon as is practicable, it is proposed to build a regular boulevard. The county expected the people of Danville to build suitable curbs and gutters at a time when the sidewalks were wooden and the sidewalks on Harts were 2 feet tall, a convenient height for horses and wagons, but not for cars. Photo of those 2-foot-high sidewalks on East Prospect and North Harts circa 1922. Gasoline service stations began to appear in each community. The San Ramon General Store eventually had 2 gas pumps out front. Oscar Olson opened a service station at Harts Avenue and Diablo Road in Danville before 1920. Initially, he wheeled a portable gas pump out to fill cars in the road. Olson also acted as the agent and sold cars from Nash, Buick, and Ford. Patrons would put in an order for a car, and he would bring it to Danville from Oakland or San Francisco. When the automobile became a reality after 1910, California voters supported better roads by approving $73 million for highway construction between 1910 and 1920. A 2-cent gas tax was initiated by the state in 1923. Producers note, California's total gas tax is currently about 59.6 cents per gallon for the state. This is on top of a federal tax of 18.4 cents and various other taxes and fees related to greenhouse gas emissions, fuel programs, and the sales tax. The total cost of taxes and fees on a gallon of gas in California can reach approximately $1.18. Danville's Grange master William Stewart was responsible for laying out most of southern Contra Costa's main roads. Finally, the road from Walnut Creek to Danville was paved, one of the first in the county. Initially, the pavement ended abruptly south of town. In 1926, a Los Angeles Times article said it all. Our forefathers in their immortal independence set forth the pursuit of happiness as an inalienable right of mankind, and how can one pursue happiness by any swifter and surer means than by the use of the automobile? The road we know today as Danville Boulevard, Harts Avenue, and San Ramon Valley Boulevard became State Highway 21 in 1935 and kept that designation until the I-680 freeway opened in 1964 to Danville and 1966 to Dublin. The new freeway led to increased development throughout the valley. San Ramon Valley population was 4,630 in 1950. 25,899 in 1970 and 85,000 in 1990. At the important Danville intersection of Harts and Diablo, a 1934 census reported 3,700 vehicles passing north and south. By 1949, the number was nearly 16,000. In July of 1956, there were 27,000 vehicles. Little surprise that, when the valley's first traffic signal appeared in 1972, it was located at that intersection. Photo from Dan Cummins. We have reached our destination, the Museum of the San Ramon Valley in Danville, which is presenting the road ahead, the automobile's impact on California until June 8, 2025. Hope you get a chance to visit. Back to our motorcycle story of this month's ride. Pulling up at my friend Mike's house where Tom and Paul have brought their 1928 Indian for Mike to check out for its originality and a bit of a tune-up. Simple things can turn into bigger jobs pretty quickly, and Mike ended up rebuilding the bike's magneto and carburetor. But then and now all part of the road ahead, for automobiles, trucks, and motorcycles on the roads of California. Many thanks to the author Beverly Lane for her story from which these excerpts were taken, the folks at the Museum of the San Ramon Valley, the members of the Danville and 68024 Corridor History Groups, the CCCHS, and the web for additional photos and the video. Thanks again for coming along for the ride.